Almost 30. That's where I am in my life right now. Getting closer to that age that people always talk about. When I was younger, I didn't really quite understand the hype. But now that I'm getting older, well into my 20s, I'm starting to learn some things about myself. Some things that I'm sure you can relate to. If you don't know me, my name is Ivan, and this is Almost 30. Today, I want to talk about something that people in my age group tend to struggle with, and that thing is confidence. For some reason, when you get into your 20s, you're just full of confidence, full of life, full of hope. And as you get older and reach that 25 mark, get past it, into your late 20s, your confidence starts to do this. It starts to just ebb and flow, dip and rise, and you're not quite sure how to keep it consistent. The good news, according to my friends in their 30s, is that your confidence becomes something that transforms as you get older. 30-somethings are the masters of being able to enter a room and not care about who else is in it. That was something that I wanted to know for myself. How can someone like me get the knowledge that they need to become more confident? What is the secret? So I went out and I just asked a few of my friends if they could share some tips that would be super helpful for someone like me. Here's what I learned. Confidence comes from you. This means that no one can really take control of the confidence that you have except you. You're responsible for it. If you're in a situation where you need to feel confident, that's up to you. You have to figure out how you can gain that confidence and become the best version of yourself. Put yourself out there. This tip exists because a big reason for why we don't feel confident about ourselves is because we constantly worry about what people think of us. We constantly worry about things being perfect. We want everything to be 100% before we do anything. And the truth is that nothing will ever be perfect. There'll never be perfect conditions before you go out and do what you need to do. So the best way to actually gain confidence in anything that you're doing is to put yourself out there. It also just helps you get thick skin. The more you put yourself out there, the more you expose yourself to situations where you can get criticized or get feedback from your peers. And the more feedback you get, the better you can be at something else. And that in turn feeds into your confidence. And that's why really confident people are just really good at putting themselves out there. Be yourself no matter what. This is more of an observation than a tip because there's really no one else you could be except yourself. Even if you had a template of someone you looked up to and you were imitating their every move, the best you could ever do is your version of them, which is still yourself. So it just makes more sense to be yourself in every situation. That way, when you're in a situation where you have to be confident, you don't have to switch it on by being someone else. You can just be yourself and be confident all the time. Know that you're different. This has a lot to do with how confidence and self-awareness are connected. When we understand that connection, it's easy to just go out into the world and understand that there is no such thing as mistakes. There is only the way that you do things and the way that other people do things. Of course, there are mistakes when it comes to things that have a very specific procedure, but when it comes to things that have never been done before, you're the only person who knows how to do it your way. So understanding that you're different will help you understand that there really are no mistakes. Don't try to people please. It's easy to get caught up in the trap of thinking that if we please people, we can come off as confident or as capable. But that's just an even bigger trap. The more we please other people, the more we set aside our own values, our own expectations for their values and their expectations. In some cases, it's good. Like if you have a coach or a mentor and you need to please them and make sure that you're doing right by them. But in other cases, we end up pleasing people who don't have our best interests at heart. In those situations, it's best to just make sure that you focus on pleasing yourself first. That's where confidence comes from. Understanding that you're in a situation for yourself and that you're doing this for yourself and not for anyone else. Because the more you do things for other people, the more you lose your own agency. If you have any useful advice or some tips that I could use, please leave them in the comments. I'd like to learn from you. That's what this channel is about. If you enjoyed this episode, show me some love by following this channel. Thanks for watching.